Imagine you can really replace your meta media buying employee, save you so much time, money, and truly understand your ad account and what's working, what's not. I'm going to show you exactly how I built the meta media buying agent from my 2 8-figure businesses and show you exactly how I set it up and exactly what it does. So right now, you're probably in a situation like me where you're paying thousands of dollars monthly to get reports and to optimize your campaigns. And I used to work at Meta, so I understood ads, but I didn't have the time to actually manage them. And so we paid for media buyers for the last 7 years. But when OpenClaw started coming out, I knew that I can actually make a better media buyer than the media buyers that we had, because a lot of it is just science. It's diving into the data, really understanding what worked, what didn't, and making sure that we track everything throughout time. And what OpenClaw solved and Claude Code solved is making sure that you can build an agent that actually can continue to evolve, learn, and have that memory to dive deep into your data and actually move your business forward. And so instead of paying thousands of dollars, you can pay $1 a day and have a better media buyer. Now, in a moment, I'm going to dive in to exactly what my agent does and show you exactly how it works and then how to set it up. And at the end, I'll show you exactly how you can get it set up in 10 minutes. And so my media buyer right now does a lot of stuff. But the 4 main activities that it does is campaign setup, performance deep dives, complete monthly audits, and daily optimizations. The daily optimizations is really the work. It's diving into the data daily and coming up with recommendations based on our rules. And so I taught my agent how to optimize for my business, and you can easily take the agent that I built and make it optimized for your business based on your KPIs and what matters most to your business. So whether you're in e-commerce, lead forms, high ticket, this agent works. You just got to tell it what business you're doing and it can adjust to it. So before we start diving into the agent, I just want to show you what I was able to build this agent to do. So first of all, it starts off with this full account deep dive. And so this is just a demo report, but I'm just showing you exactly what it was able to do. It dived into all of our data for the last 2 years for my businesses. And it looked at all the spend, all the creatives, and it didn't just look at the names of the creatives. It used AI vision to actually build a creative analysis. And that is key. It pulled all of our data from Meta to really build an understanding of how we're performing. And then it built a pattern correlation between the creatives and the data to really understand what works in our business and what doesn't. And this deep dive alone really makes your agent really understand your business. And so for the sake of this video, I'm not going to dive into everything, but this is an example that my agent made showing the report that it made for us, but just using dummy data to give an example. This is the report I got, and I do want to be clear. Reports are important, but what's more important is taking action and learning from it. And so these reports are good, but the reason why you want the agent to do the reports is because it learns. These agents learn from the data and the reports they make so they can continue to make recommendations to actually move your business forward. So this is the first report I get. The second report I get is on a weekly basis, and this is automated in OpenClaw, where it dives into our data, it sees how we're doing, and it really tells us what are the next steps and what it's seeing. A framework that I built in my company, but also a framework that leading experts on Twitter and Reddit talk about, so we can make sure that we always are having an evolving testing strategy. It understands fatiguing. It knows how to pay attention to metrics that matter. For instance, click-through rate declining. It understands what metrics matter for fatiguing. And then also knows how to identify winners. So it knows when to scale more and knows when you need to make iterations on those creatives. Because in a different video I'm going to make, I have an agent, the creative director, that dives into this data and really understands what's working and what's not and builds direction for our creatives based on our competitors, based on our data, based on our focus, based on our products, everything. And so these agents work together. I built this agent to also connect with Shopify if you want to do that, so it can understand what products need to be the focus. And then every report comes with recommendations on next steps. And this is where you can just talk to the agent and say, yes, do it. We're going to dive into that in a moment, but this agent has full capabilities to make those changes and optimize your campaigns and save you so much time. The process that I like to have is every day, this is the daily optimization report. Every single day, it gives me a report in Telegram and tells me what it recommends. Should we turn this one off? And it gives data behind it. And the good part about this is if it gives a bad recommendation, you can tell it, hey, this is a bad recommendation. It saves that as a memory and it understands why you didn't like that recommendation, and it won't ever do that again. It learns. It continuously gets better and better and better in optimizing the way that you want to optimize. Because in every business, there's gray area. Maybe your testing campaigns, you have a little bit more leeway, but maybe your scale campaigns, you're more strict. You can teach it all that. So I'm gonna get out the reports now, and I'm gonna show you first. This is my Telegram. This is where I talk to the agent. And before we set it up, I'm gonna show you exactly how I talk to the agent and what it's gonna do. So I usually use voice, but here I typed it out just so you can see as well. Basically, I just told the agent, hey, I want you to find the best ads from 2025 and 2024. They may not get the most spend, but they're high ROAS and high other metrics that matter for our business. And I want you to actually grab those, keep the same post ID, and set it up in our testing campaign under a new ad set so we can set live. And I told him to never set it live, just put it on pause so it does all the work, which will take me maybe even hours to research all the data, find the best ads, and then bring them over to this new campaign, because you have to keep the same post ID if you want those learnings, and you know how difficult that is. You have to go get the URL. It's going to do all of that in one message. I'm going to have it confirm, and then it's going to actually do it. And while it's working, you're going to see it says typing here, and this is just so magical. You can see it says it's already diving into the Bandwidth account, so it's connected to my account already. And now it's going to actually set this campaign up. And so while it's working, I just want to explain how I use Telegram. Telegram is through OpenClaw, and this is how I work with the agent on a daily basis. It sends me a report every morning on how everything performed in the past day and how we should optimize. That is already saving me so much time, money, and helping me understand what's really moving the business forward. But on top of that, I taught it to give recommendations on how we can continue to move forward. This agent also does research weekly through the industry experts to find what else is working in the industry, what type of media buying, what type of strategies, what type of creatives. And it brings those recommendations to me as well in the weekly reports. Okay, and just like that, I have the report, and he gave me 10 recommendations by looking at all the data in my account for the last 2 years and found these secret winners, right? With 4.5 ROAS, 4.4, but it only focused on the campaigns that were prospecting with strict purchase exclusions, because I told it that. So it's looking into every single campaign, every single ad set to make sure what the exclusions are, and then it's diving into the creatives and saying, okay, which ones are excluding all past purchasers and still did well. Now, these don't have high spend, and that's what we wanted. We wanted to find opportunities that we may have turned off, but could actually do really well. So now it's saying exactly which ones and why, and now it's just telling me, hey, this number 5 right here is from a different page ID. Do I want to set it up? So I'm just going to say, please set this up. Skip number 5 because it had a concern about number 5. It was from a different account, but set these up. And I'm just going to send this, and then we're going to go to the ad account. I'm going to show you they're exactly set up. Actually, to show this, I'm going to tell it to say, name the ad set March 2025 testing, so you guys can see exactly that it wasn't there before and now it is there. So I'm going to hit enter, and I'm going to show my ad account. So here's my account right now, and you can see I have all these ad sets already here. Now, you're not going to see the one that's called March 2025 retest yet because it's not made, but it's going to be here in 1 second. Just want to show you that. And I come over here and I can see it says I have everything now, creating an ad set in the 10 ads, and it's going to get to it. And this work alone would have took a few hours diving into this data, setting up the campaigns, and now it's just 5 minutes of just chatting with the agent. One thing I want to note is that I always tell my agent to always set up the campaigns, but he has a hard rule, which is just a message in his prompt that says never set anything live. Now this protects us to make sure that he understands to never set anything live, also never delete anything. If he made a mistake in any case, then we will go there and delete it. That's never happened, but I built this agent just to make sure that we have guardrails. Now, my agent can do anything, but I just want to be clear that I make it set up on pause, and I also want to say I'm using Sonnet 4.6 at the moment. That model seems to be perfect. It can do everything without running into any problems, and it's affordable. And already I can see the ad set there. So it's on pause, as I always instruct it to, and then we're going to come over here and we're going to start seeing actual ads showing up, and I already see 10 of them. And so this is pulling our ads. It did everything. It grabbed the IDs, did everything, and now the ads are ready to go, and I just got to turn it on. And again, you can tell your agent that you want them to turn it on. That's just a guardrail that I give my agents. And you can see right here, the agent got back to me, said it's fully set up, but it said it did run into some issues, but it figures it out as it goes. It says all 10 are paused, all original post IDs preserved, all with strict purchase exclusions inherited from the ad set targeting, ready when you're ready to turn them on. And I'm gonna show you one more example. This is my Meta Media Buyer, pulling ads directly from the Google Drive that my graphic designer uploaded. And now I'm gonna tell the agent to grab these and upload them and put them on pause again. And we actually have this automated in our business. Every night the agent looks into our folders for ads, and if it sees a new folder there, it sets those ads up, puts them on pause, and messages me in the morning. Fully automated. And this is where it gets even more wild. You can see that we have two of the same ads. We have this one here, which is for feed, and then we have this one for stories. They have the same name, as in being the number. This is number 2, this is number 2, but they have different dimensions. And so I'm gonna tell the media buyer to put these ones in stories and then put these ones in feeds. And so what I told it was, now I want you to set up some more ads. I'm gonna say in Google Drive. Typically I just message this to it through a voice, but since I'm trying to do this demo, I wanna show exactly what I'm saying. In Google Drive ads, 2025, March, week number 2, there are some ads. Each ad has an asset for 1080 and one has for stories which are 1080 by 1920. Can you upload these in the same campaign but a new ad set and title the ad set March Ads Retest? And when you send a message, you see it's typing, that means it's thinking. It says, let me read the meta ad setup skill first. It has a skill that I built in it that you can get at the end of this video. And so you can see it thinking right now exactly what it's doing. It's going to the Google Drive to find the files, and then it's going to download them to our server, and then it's going to upload them to Facebook. And it even noticed that not all of them have a feed and story. Some of them are just video. So it's going to view a few samples before writing the plan. I didn't even catch that. Okay, the agent just got back to me, and this is crazy. This is what I mean. This is a great agent. I didn't give it a primary text to put for the caption. And so it scanned all the photos and came up with a caption for us based on what works for us in the past. It built a headline, it found a CTA to drive to, and it has a question about copy. Before it sets anything up, I gave a rule where it has to say Trey approves. And so I'm just gonna say Trey approves with it all. 21 ads, all paused. So you can see here it says all 29 assets downloaded, now uploading all images to Meta and creating ad set and ads. Just like that. Now I've been doing this over a month and a half now, and it still surprises me how amazing this is. And this is still just the beginning. So while we're waiting for that to upload, I'm gonna show you exactly how you can bring this to your company, how you can implement this agent in less than 10 minutes. So first of all, you'll go to our community, the AI Income Lab. I started this a week ago and we already have 100+ members. I'm excited about growing and teaching as much as I can on how you can grow your businesses and make it more efficient with AI and teaching you exact systems. So here I post a lot more content than you'll see online, but you're gonna come to the classroom and you want the Meta Media Buyer. And I'm gonna show you exactly how to download. So first you wanna copy this URL. And then you want to come to VS Code, Visual Studio Code. Now, this is how you're going to use Claude Code. Because if you want to use this agent, you can use it in Claude Code or you can use it in OpenClaw. They both work the exact same way. The difference is, though, if you want this to be automated for you to get a report daily, if you want it to take action when you're even on a beach or if you're traveling and take action, then that's where OpenClaw is. So the way I like to think about it is I download the agents, I build the agents in Claude Code on my subscription, so it saves a lot of money as well. Once it's perfected, then I bring it to OpenClaw. And that's the only reason I use Claude Code, because they are exactly the same. Actually, I would argue OpenClaw is better, but when it comes to building agents, it's the same, but Claude Code is cheaper. And so how do you get started with Claude Code? Well, I'm gonna take you through those steps. So first you want to Google Visual Studio Code, and you want to download this here for your device. It's going to open up an app just like this. Next, you need to get Claude Code. So you're going to hit this right here, and you're going to search Claude Code right here, this one, and install it. I already have it installed. Once you install it, you're going to just log in with your subscription. So you do need a paid Claude membership for this. Now, I want to be clear right here because OpenClaw is very cool. It's amazing. But if you want to save a lot of money and build real systems, build in Claude Code so you can actually configure it the way you want it. And once it's perfect, then you just bring it over to OpenClaw, and now it's automated, and that's your companion you can talk to daily and save a lot of money. That's how I do it. Otherwise, you're just going to rack up a big bill. But OpenClaw does have a purpose because it automates your business. So if you have a business where you want to optimize daily in Ads Manager, where you want to run reports weekly, daily, you want to do that in OpenClaw, not Claude Code. Okay, without further ado, let's start building this agent. So you're going to come up here, and you're going to say open new folder. And I'm going to go into my documents, and I'm going to call this new folder Demo Meta. And I'm going to create it. Hit open. So now I just opened up a new folder, and all this means is every agent that you build is just a series of folders. For example, here's some agents that I have already into my system, not the demo one, but this is my Claude Code agents. And if you go in here, you see it's just a whole bunch of files. This is what makes agents work. And actually, let me just go a little deeper. What do these files look like? Because you might be thinking, okay, it's code or something. It's not code, it's plain English. So I'm gonna open one up, and it says, I'm not a content scheduler, I'm a social media manager, I'm a teaching strategist. This is all that agents are. A series of documents that tell them exactly how to operate. And so what I'm going to be giving you in the community is a series of documents that tell you exactly how this agent operates, exactly how to set up ads, exactly how to do everything, so you can just start using it in 10 minutes. So now that we're in the Visual Studio Code, I want to explain this. This left side is the file. So we just made the demo meta, and you see it's empty. There's nothing here. And this is where you chat. So you want to hit this Claude now, hit new session, and now you can chat with Claude. And now this is where you just explain, I want you to install this agent. Here is the link. And it's that simple. So I'm just grabbing this link from here, and I'm putting it in here, and I just said, I want to install this agent for my business. Can you download and install it, please? So what it's going to do is going to download the zip file of this agent, and then it's going to start installing it into our files so we can use it. And one of the positives of setup in Claude Code, because you can do the same exact step and just give it straight to your OpenClaw. If you have an agent already there, you can say, hey, set it up here. But one of the benefits of doing it here first is that you can use Opus 4.6 to configure it to be best for you for just your subscription cost of Claude Code. No tokens. So it pushed back right away. It just said I can't download because I don't have access. You just say, I said download it, I give you permission. And now it's downloading it and it's asking me and it's doing it. So when it says it can't do something, just push back a little bit and say, yes, you can download it, and that's what I'm doing right now. So he's installing it. He said this is Max, a meta media buying agent from AI Income Lab, and it's a legit agent. It says it needs OpenClaw. You just say you don't need OpenClaw, and it will start setting it up. And a quick hack, if you don't want to keep approving this stuff every time because it asks you questions before it does everything, you just go to settings, type in Claude Code, and then you're going to see allow dangerously skip permissions. Make sure that's checked. If that's checked, then you can select right here bypass permissions, and it will just continue doing it. It doesn't have to keep asking you questions. And so not everything goes perfectly right away. It's not that big of a deal. You just say do it again. So what he did is he set it up fully, but he set it up in a different area. He didn't set it up here, but now you see he's bringing all the documents over because I said I need you to set them up in the demo meta. And he's doing it right now. And so let me show you exactly what I'm giving you. It's not a miracle. It's not something crazy. It's just a list of files. So here are all the files. This is how it does daily report. This is where it stores the daily reports, the monthly reports, the weekly reports, so it always can reference it. It's knowledge. We can go here. This is how it's going to do its account audit. And it's explaining exactly. This is your vital sign check for any Meta ad account. Run it when you first connect a new ad account. So this is the deep dive that you do when you first onboard this agent. He would do this full deep dive into it. It saves all the details about your brand so it never forgets. Here's the deep dive protocol. So this is just a series of files. And I know this looks a little scary, but trust me, it's not. It's just like talking to a chat, except this one's a lot powerful. And just to bring this to life even more, you see this folder here. This is exactly what we're looking at over there. And here's all the folders. Here's all the files. So before I end this video, I just want to dive a little deeper just to give you a good understanding of how agents work and how this is built. So we have this file called Claude.md. It works the same way in OpenClaw, but OpenClaw has a different name for it. Basically, every time you chat with your agent here or through Telegram, it reads this file first. And what this file is basically a table of contents of everything it should know. So instead of it sending all these files directly to Claude or OpenAI or whatever model you use, it's reading what it needs first. So if you're asking a question about its knowledge or its data, then it knows, oh, this is where it is. Okay, now it's going to pull up those files to dive into it deeper. So it's kind of a filter. It reads this, and then it says, okay, what is Trey asking? Oh, okay. Then it goes, finds the files that it needs. Now, OpenClaw is better at this than Claude. Claude likes to bring too much information, and OpenClaw is able to filter a lot better to actually just get the relevant information to the LLM to answer a question. The results that you get is the same, but how much tokens it costs is different. But remember, when you're on Claude Code, you're on subscription, so you don't have to worry about costs, and that's why you're doing it here. So now that you're here, you can start talking to Max. So I'm going to open up a new conversation. That's how you open a new conversation. I'm going to go /Max, and there he is, and he is going to open up right now. You're going to need to, while he's doing that, you're going to need to go to this EMV file. This EMV file is how you put in your tokens. This is where it reads so it actually can connect to your accounts. So this is where you need to get your API tokens. Put them all here, hit X save. Like this, let me just show you. Hit save, and now it has your API tokens. And as you can see, when you first message Max, he's going to start the onboarding. He doesn't know anything about your business. He's going to ask a lot of questions, and this is why I want you to do it in Claude Code as well. Instead of paying for tokens in OpenClaw, you get to teach this agent exactly how to operate. Now, I want to say one more hack. If you already have agents set up, like a co-founder, I built a co-founder. If you already have that set up in Claude Code, what I recommend is giving the file to that agent and say, install this new agent, but fill in all the information about my brand and my business for me. And then ask me if you have any questions. That way you don't have to teach every agent. Your co-founder, which I built an amazing co-founder, and I'll have a video on that as well, knows everything already. It's like my second brain. He downloads the new agent and installs and puts all of our information in there, and now I can start running it in 2 minutes and not 10 minutes. But if you start here, no worries, just answer the questions. And then it will tell you how to set up your API keys, and you're ready to go. It's going to do the deep dive. You can start setting up your weekly reports. You can tailor the reports. You can do whatever. And then when it's final, then you just say, hey, can you zip up this file? And I have a video of how to do this in my community. It's really simple. It takes 2 minutes. Say zip up this file so I can give it to OpenClaw. You give it to OpenClaw, and now it's automated, and now it's messaging you on Telegram every single day, every week, all your reports, building PDFs, and everything for you. And it just finished. So you can see right here we have all the new ads set up that we just got from the Google Drive, and you can see it says feed plus stories, and you can title this however you want it. It did the framework that we like to use, but you can see it's set up fully. It built the caption. It put this for feed, and then you can see the stories version as well. So it did it all completely. And usually this alone takes you 30 minutes to an hour setting it up, downloading it from Google Drive and bringing it into the ads account. So that is a wrap on this Meta Media Buying Agent. If you have any questions, drop them below. I'm happy to help as much as I can. Check out our community, the AI Income Labs. This is where you can download this file directly and install it directly into your Claude code to use on a daily basis, or install it into your OpenClaw so you can use it there and automate your business. Make sure you hit all those buttons that people talk about in these videos, because I'm going to be making a whole bunch of content about how to build real agents for real businesses that actually move the business forward. See you next time.